being affected because of what? This inflation. These are some of the other terms which are associated, and this is called as deflation, disinflation, right? And then reflation and stagflation. Stagflation is very, very bad. What is stagflation? Production is stagnant and prices are what? Rising. So which may basically push the economy towards what? A recession, and from recession to what? Depression. And both these things are very, very dangerous for what? Any economy of the world. For that particular reason, efforts are there not only to control the inflation, but also to control what? That production will not go down. And if you look in for, I think we have created indexes to measure what? All types of production. Industrial production के लिए हमारे यहाँ एक index है called as IIP. What is IIP? Index of Industrial Production. And when we talk in terms of this industrial production, what we are finding, it is coming down, friends. And maybe why it is coming down? One of the reasons is what? The prices are rising. The input costs are on the higher side, right? So that is how exactly we have to look in for. Let's see what type of India situation is that, friends. I have written out over here, last 2 years inflation has become major barrier to the nation's ability to enjoy the fruits of brisk economic growth. If it is left unaddressed, friend, inflation could become a permanent feature of what India's growth story. But I think thanks to what? The new governor of RBI, no? Raghuram. What is the name? Yeah. So Raghuram Rajan. And if you look in for, I think he has been quite successful in terms of what? Controlling the inflation, using what? Various types of measures. Main driver of inflation during the last few years have been high food prices. This I have already said. Food inflation reached a dizzying height of 16.6% in September 2013. But now, yes, thanks, friends. His efforts have brought down to 7.67%, right, this year. And if you talk in terms of consumer price index, the inflation is 6.46%. So consistently high food inflation is eating into the ability of low-income households to build up enough disposable income to buy what? High-end consumer goods. And I think Maslow's need hierarchy everybody has studied. And this need hierarchy tells about what? The first basic need that we want to satisfy is what? The physiological needs, no? And after that we go for what? Psychological needs. So I think these high-end consumer goods belong to what? The psychological need category, and these all food items, they belong to what? The physiological. And I think that is how exactly we are trying to look in for. Food inflation is being driven by forces that show little sign of easing up. Employment under the auspices of the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, MNREGA. I think everybody must be aware of this MNREGA scheme, is enabling millions of rural workers to earn wages higher than the prevailing minimum wages in many states. Who define these minimum wages in any state? The state government. What is the department of the state government? Yeah, very nice. The minimum wages in any state is obviously made by whom? By the state government, but which department of the state government? So it's a Ministry of what? Labor. So when we talk in terms of Ministry of Labor, they announces what? These types of minimum wage rate. Minimum wage rate are of two types, friend. One is for casual workers and another for what? Permanent workers. One is for workers, another is for what? For the executive category also. I am not talking in terms of managers, but I am talking of supervisors. So when we are talking of these minimum wages, what do you mean by minimum wages? These are statutory. No organization is allowed to pay any amount of wages less than what? These minimum, called as statutory wages, right? But what we have looked in for is that MNREGA has really helped what? Rural workers to earn wages higher than what? Prevailing. And how it has happened, friends? Because of this type of a scheme, MNREGA, what has happened is that labor has stopped coming from where? From their villages into what? Into these towns and cities. But it has a cascading effect. If workers are not coming to the towns and cities like Delhi or any other tier 2 cities, what we are finding? Shortage of labor. And that shortage of labor has increased what? Price of the labor, which can have cascading effect on what? Yeah, any type of production that is being done out over here. And that is again one thing. And people want to stay back out over there in their villages, because even in the villages, if they are getting 4,000 rupees per month, friends, that is quite sufficient for them to meet their ends. Why? For the reason that when they come over here in these cities, most of their money is spent on what? Shelter and what? Food, which is free where? In their own villages. And for that particular reason, what we are finding. So MNREGA is considered to be a good scheme. Poor agriculture yields fail to neutralize the impact of inflationary pressure on food markets. So that means yields in our agriculture fields are also what? Reducing. Why it is so? One is the farm land holding is coming down, and second is what? Good variety of seeds we are not trying to, high yielding variety of seed, the seeds we are not using. So 2008, 2009, 2012, 2013, yield in full grain pulses and vegetable registered annual increase of 4.7%, 6.2%, 6.5%, whereas the population increase is much higher than what? The increase in these agriculture products. And if population increasing faster as compared to what? Increase in this agriculture output, friends, obviously it is going to create a pressure on what? On the supply, and as a result of that prices are bound to what? Go up. Fine. Unsafe storage of food grains and inadequate food grain facilities is further driving food inflation. This is true for our country, friends. Maybe it is not true for other parts of the world, but it's true, because if you talk in terms of storage of the food grains, which is the agency which takes care of storage? Let's say it is FCI, Food Corporation of India, and storage is done over there in the warehouses which are basically being operated by CWC, Central Warehousing Corporation. And what we are finding is that neither adequate food storage is available or quality storage is available, and secondly we are finding a lot of what? Corruption in terms of what? The distribution of these food grains, although we have designed a system called as what?
Most of the times they are stored in the open.
But there is no problem even if you store in the open, but it has to be what? Properly distributed. So we have created a system called as FDI. What is FDI? Yeah, no, not FDI. We say fast development, right? And for this fast development of India, what we can do? We have created a public distribution system, PDS. But what we are finding, things are not available in what? In this public distribution system, right? When these types of people who have these types of ration cards, they go out over there, they find things are not available. So I think it is more of the corruption. We should not take up out over here in these types of sessions. But I think government really has to look in for how exactly we can facilitate the distribution of these food grains, which is available in ample amount in these storages. Fruits, grains and vegetables worth, this is what is the statistics, for $7 billion are wasted every year. I think this is again a serious concern, inadequate storage infrastructure. And what we have looked in for recently, if you have seen, India has established a new ministry called as Ministry of Food Processing. The basic mandate of this Ministry of Food Processing is that whatever different types of food items are available, let us try to process them and try to make maximum use of them in the processed form. I think you must have looked in for, when we talk of these onions, we have dehydrated onions. When we talk of these tomatoes, we have tomato pastes. And when we talk in terms of ginger, we have what? Ginger paste. So everything has been converted into what? Into a processed form, value-added form, where it can be stored, friends. And consumers are also being benefited as a result of that. But again, is that not much of the facilities are available in our country, and secondly, inadequate what? Cold chains. So we don't have the cold chains to store these perishable items which are produced, because perishable item are seasonal item. You talk of tomatoes, if you talk of these tomatoes, and these are what? Seasonal item. And tomatoes are not grown around the year, but they are consumed what? Around the year. And for that particular reason, if we can improve the storage, friends, I think we will be in a position to what? Ease up this particular pressure of what? Of the food inflation. Then fuel cost inflation, which we have already discussed, is worsening the food inflation. Inflation of fuel commodities stood at almost 8% year-on-year basis in the first 2 quarters of 13-14. So that means 8% rise has been just because of what? Increase in the fuel prices. But let's see how exactly, as the diesel has come down, whether it is really going to what? Ease up the position or not. I have already said that we have decontrolled diesel, and let's see whether the situation is going to ease up or not in coming times. But yes, some of the inflation is just because of what? Because of the fuel also. Fine. Then another problem that we are facing in our country is what? Is called as the current account deficit. What is this current account deficit? When the imports are more than what? The exports. We are in a position to have what is called as the deficit. And when we talk of this deficit, so you can see out over here, friends, that the most of the trade deficit in our country, if we have looked in for and we have analyzed it, it is just because of the gold imports. And what we are finding, Indians basically have lust for what? This yellow metal. and we are finding this yellow metal. We did a small study trying to understand why people invest in gold. And friends, we were really finding it to be interesting that the results showed that why people are investing in gold, that gold has given them more return as compared to any other financial instrument in a period of last 3 years. And that is how exactly people have started investing more and more in what? In the gold. The study even revealed, friends, that if people were having 25 lakh of rupees, they invested that 25 lakh rupees to buy 1 kg of gold. And they were in a position to get within 3 months a profit of around 1.5 lakhs. I don't understand any instrument which is in a position to give us a profit of about 1.5 lakhs by investing what? 25 lakhs, and that too in a very safe mode. And that is how exactly people have started investing more and more in what? In this gold.
Moreover, without any record.
रिकॉर्ड तो ठीक है, वो तो अब आई थिंक इट हैज़ ऑलरेडी कम इन द इनकम टैक्स नेट नाउ. अभी आपने पीछे देखा होगा, स्टिंग ऑपरेशन वाज देयर इन जयपुर एंड दिल्ली, right? It was covered over there in the TV also, that how black money is generated in what? In the gold market. And when this type of operation is there, I think people are really going to be more and more now scared to invest in gold. Fine, but yes, gold is also trying to what? Create this type of inflation, friends, because of the current account deficit. And how this current account deficit is harmful for us? Because how to finance what? This deficit on the current account. If we have imported something, we have to pay. And if we have to pay, from where we'll pay? We'll pay from the capital account. And if there's a deficit on the capital account also, then from where we'll pay? Yeah, no, not taxes. Then we have official reserve. So we pay from where? From the official reserve. ये सिचुएशन वो है कि एक आदमी 1000 रुपये कमाता है और उसका खर्चा 1200 रुपये है, तो क्या करेगा वो? 200 रुपये वो कहां से खर्च करेगा जो उसके बाप दादाओं ने उसके लिए क्या छोड़ा है? राइट, वट एवर या वेल्थ दे हैव लेफ्ट, ही इज गोइंग टू स्पेंड फ्रॉम दैट. और वो अगर 1200 रुपये का खर्चा उसका चलता रहा एंड ही इज नॉट इन अ पोजिशन टू रिड्यूस व्हाट? His expenditure, friends, a time is definitely going to be there when he will be what? Bankrupt. And that is what is the situation of a developing country, right? Which really creates a pressure on what? On the exchange rate of the currency. And this is what is not good. And that is why government is also trying to make all efforts to increase what? The export, so that this current account deficit can what? Yeah, can decrease. We cannot stop the imports, because as a government, as a say economy, we cannot ask any country to what? Not export to us. We cannot stop the imports, but yes, we can increase what? The export. And that is what the only alternative left. Volatile and depreciating rupee continues to exert a mixed impact on India's trade deficit, and this is how exactly rupee will depreciate when obviously when current account deficit will be higher. Depreciating rupee has helped the export community. It has put added pressure on the import bill. Volatile rupee has inflated the value of what? Crude oil imports also. So crude oil is a necessity of any developing country. We are not in a position to increase the supplies of the crude oil within the country, although we have a lot of exploration projects, friend. And therefore, the only alternative is to import the oil. And this cannot be checked. So obviously, we had to think in terms of increasing the exports, right? Another reason, if you look in for stagnating industrial production, I have already said that index of industrial production is not rising, friends. It is coming down, or it is stagnant. This is just because of rising labor costs, inflationary pressure, and high interest rates paired with weakening rupee. When the interest rates are higher, friends, what will be the impact on the economy? Businessmen will not buy the money from where? From the banks. And if they will not buy the money from the banks, they will not take the money from the banks. Obviously, they will not expand. And if they will not expand, things will not become what? They will not come, the prices of the things will not come down. Because if you really want to bring the prices of the goods down, you really have to increase what? The production. The Chinese concept, mass production, and therefore what? Mass marketing. And that is only possible when the production will go up, friends. But we are not even in a position to increase industrial production. And self-confidence, if you look in for, is slipping despite new sources of demand rising in the rural areas. Yeah, you have looked in for how companies, all multinational companies, like we talk of Hindustan Unilever or we talk of Procter & Gamble, they're finding what? The demand in the urban areas is going down. And C.K. Prahalad has already given us what? Bottom of the pyramid. So now demand is not there in the urban areas, but demand is where? In the rural areas. So I think more and more companies are moving into these rural markets to look in for what demand for their new sources of demand for their own products. Business confidence has resulted in shrinking capital investment in key sectors of the economy. Yeah, obviously. When basically the confidence goes down, friend, the foreign capital investment also is what is reduced, friend. Foreign investor confidence has remained volatile, and that is how exactly our Prime Minister has gone where? To different countries of the world, and is trying to what? Talk to the Indian multinationals out over there. We call them as NRIs, right? Or people of Indian origins, right? PIOs. And when he has talked to them, he's trying to what? Create confidence in them that you can come back to India, start production out over here. All types of benefits we are going to give it to you. And friends, let's see how exactly they are going to come into our country. Although we have seen some good signals, and because of these good signals, I think you are finding what stock markets are on the rise. Right? In our country, the census is going very high. Right? Nifty is also going on the higher side. And it is being said for Indian economy that if stock market goes up, everything goes down. So stock market is going up, prices of the property are going down, prices of metal is what? Going down, right? And the value for people is also what? Going down. But it's only one thing which is rising, and that is what is Sensex. So anything which goes up, this is the rule of economy, anything which goes up will definitely come down, right? And for that particular reason, let's see how this bubble is going to be there. But people are saying it's going to touch what? 30,000. It will breach this index of what? 30,000. And once it breaches this index of 30,000, I think the market is going to become very, very volatile. Yes, foreign direct investment, if you look in for, I've already said FDI, a new name to FDI is what? Fast development. Right? If you really want to have fast development of any country, we have to invite what? Multinationals in our country. And our Prime Minister is giving positive signals, and as a result of that, let's hope that the FDI in our country is going to come in a big way. And although FII has increased, but I have already said FII is not what is really a real money that we are looking in for. FDI is the real money for which we are trying to struggle, friends, right? So this is also which is important for any economy, that they have to increase the FDIs in the country. I've already said when we talk of effect of inflation, it is on production, income distribution and other effects. Let's see what type of control measures are there to control the inflation. I think you have already looked in for what are the reasons why the inflation has gone up and what type of effects are there. So I've said monetary measures are there, which are in the form of liquidity adjustment factors, and then we have fiscal measures and other measures. We first of all talk in terms of the monetary policy, and if we talk in terms of monetary policy, it is announced by RBI twice a year. What are the dates? Once it is announced in the month of what? June, July, and second is announced in the month of what? September, October. So 2 times in a year, this monetary policy is being announced by Reserve Bank of India. It tries to help in controlling the money supply, interest rates, and the inflation. In other terms, it is trying to control what we are talking M3 money, broad money, which is there in the market. And what are these things which are used in this monetary policy? These are some of the instruments. One is called as a bank rate of interest. What is the bank rate of interest? So the rate at which bank is trying to finance whom? The other commercial banks in our country. Which bank? RBI. So the rate at which RBI finances other commercial banks. RBI has gradually increased its bank rate of interest. At present, it is 9%. Right. So it is a discourage to whom? To the commercial banks to borrow money from where? RBI. Yeah, CRR, if you talk in terms, I think all these things have built out over here. And the first is bank rate of interest. During inflation, RBI increases the bank rate of interest. As on date is 9%, due to which borrowing power commercial bank reduces, which thereby reduces the supply of money or credit in the economy. And that is how exactly bank rate of interest is used. The second instrument is cash reserve ratio. If you look in for CRR, it is 4%. Right? What is this CRR, cash reserve ratio? 4% of what? Net time demand liability. What is this net time demand liabilities? Very nice. Time liabilities are what? Fixed deposits. And demand liabilities are the current account. Money there in the saving and current account. So whatever is that money which is there with the banks, 4% of that money they have to keep with whom? RBI. Any statutory requirement? The minimum which has to be maintained for CRR is 3% world over. But in our country, we try to increase and decrease. But minimum has to be what? 3%. Fine, no problem. During inflation, now this money which is kept by whom? Banks with RBI. Does RBI gives any interest on that? What type of interest they give? So this is a free money which the banks had to park with whom? RBI. And for that particular reason, CRR बढ़ जाएगी या कम हो जाएगी, तो उससे मनी सप्लाई के ऊपर फर्क पड़ जाएगा. अगर आज 4% है, 4.25% कर देंगे तो क्या होगा? Money available with commercial banks will go down. If the CRR from 4.25% reduces to 4%, money available with banks will increase. They can increase more credit, more supply of the money in the market, which may again have some inflationary pressures, right? So during inflation, RBI increases the CRR. Is that clear? Due to which commercial banks have to keep a greater portion of their deposits with whom? RBI. This serves two purposes: ensures a portion of bank deposit totally risk-free, and secondly, it enables the RBI control liquidity in the system and thereby what? Inflation. So is this concept of CRR clear? Because whenever you will go for interview, I think they are definitely going to ask. These are all basically the instruments with whom? RBI. All right, to control what? The money supply in the market. Fine. Then we have something called as what? SLR, statutory liquidity ratio. Let's see what is it. 22% it is. As on date, statutory liquidity ratio is what? 22%. ये जो हमें मेंटेन करना है, बैंक्स ने जो मेंटेन करना है SLR, ये किस में करना है? They have to be in the form of some, yeah, security, some type of instruments, right? Not in the form of what? Cash. But again, amount of money of the bank is tied up, friends. Right? So banks are required to invest a portion of the deposits in government securities as a part of the statutory liquidity ratio. Any government security which you can remember? So treasury bills is one, right? There can be any other type of bonds which may be issued by what? By the government, right? So as a part of the statutory liquidity ratio, I have already said 22% is what SLR is on date. If SLR increases, again, what? The lending capacity of what? Will go down, right? And that is why, any level up to which SLR can go up, it was 25% earlier, it has brought down from 25 to what? But it can go up to 40%, right? So that is how exactly we are talking in terms of what? The use of SLR. Let's see another instrument, that is what? Open market operations. If we talk of open market operations, these are again, we are talking in terms of short-term market, right? Overnight market, or what? Short-term fortnight market, we are talking in terms of. Over here, we have two types of rates called as repo rate and what? Reverse repo rate, right? So the rate at which the banks are parking their money in RBI and the rate at which what? RBI gives money to whom? For a short period of time, right? So that is how exactly we are finding what it is what? So RBI gives the money at what? 8% and takes the money from the banks at what? 7%. So that is how exactly. So these are open market operations. During inflation, RBI sells securities in the open market, which leads to transfer of money to whom? RBI. जब RBI security release करेगा तो obviously banks will buy those security. So money with whom? Banks will go down, and that is how exactly they are in a position to what, right? So open market operations are again instrument to control what? The supply of the money. Margin requirements. What are these margin requirements? Basically, when we talk of margin requirement, you are right. Very nice. What's your name? Khushali. So very nice. But basically, let me make the things more clear for the students because things should be very, very clear to them. अगर हम किसी भी बैंक से लोन लेते हैं, right? तो बैंक हमें कहता है हम आपको पूरा का पूरा पैसा लोन के रूप में नहीं देंगे. आपको हमें पहले क्या देना होगा? एक मार्जिन मनी देना होगा. Let's say, for example, I have submitted a project proposal of 10 lakhs. Bank say I will only finance 75%. So 25% becomes what? The margin requirement for whom? For the bank. तो होता क्या है जब margin requirement ज़्यादा हो जाती है, the margin requirement, वैसे तो हमने देखा है after Tandon committee we have finished with this margin requirement concept, but banks are trying to maintain what? Minimum 10%. They can think of financing you up to what? 90%. Right? But if the margin requirements are increased by whom? By the RBI, and they say, okay, fine, now it is going to be 25%. So the amount of money available from the banks will be what? Less. And that is what? जब inflation ज़्यादा होता है, तो RBI margin requirements क्या है? बढ़ा देता है. Is it clear? And that is how. And that is therefore called as MPBF. What is MPBF? Maximum Permissible बैंक फाइनेंस. सो हमने क्या देखा, मैक्सिमम परमिसिबल बैंक फाइनेंस कैन बी 75%, कैन बी 80%, कैन बी 85%, and can be up to how much? 90%. But no bank is interested to give you loan up to what? 100%. And that is what we are talking in terms of the margin requirements. Deficit financing, I think this is what I have already said, means printing of new currency notes by Reserve Bank of India. If more notes are printed to increase the supply of money, thereby increasing what? Demand and prices. And thus during inflation, RBI will stop printing what? New currency notes, thereby controlling what? Inflation, right? So this is another instrument which is in the hands of what? RBI. Fine. Issue of new currency, friends. I think पीछे अभी मूव आया था, आपने देखा होगा, और गवर्नमेंट ने कहा हम 500 रुपीज के पुराने नोट बंद कर देंगे. We are going to finish with what? A particular series of 500 rupees note and particular series of 1000 rupees note. और जब वो पुराने नोट बंद हो जाएंगे और नई करेंसी उनको रिप्लेस कर देगी, इसका मतलब जिन लोगों ने वो पुरानी करेंसी को होल्ड कर रखा है, that currency is going to be there in the market. So during inflation, RBI issues normally a new currency note replacing. This will reduce the supply of what? Money in the market. So that is how exactly we are trying to look in for what? Various instruments of controlling. I think monetary policy is clear. These are different instruments of what? Of the monetary policy. So CRR, SLR, bank rate, open market operations, deficit financing, and issue of what? New currency notes. We talk of fiscal policy. What are the instruments of this fiscal policy? If you look in for, these are all the instruments of fiscal policy. We say reduction in what? So we are talking in terms of government expenditure and how, I think you must have seen, जब केजरीवाल साहब हमारे यहाँ सीएम बन के आए थे तो उन्होंने कहा था हमारे साथ जो पीछे कारवां चलता है वो नहीं होगा, राइट? रेड, उसके ऊपर ब्लू लाइट रेड लाइट नहीं होगी, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड्स हमारे कम हो जाएंगे. आई थिंक ऑल दीज reduction in all these things are definitely going to check what? Reduction on government expenditure. यूपी में आपने देखा होगा, इवन अभी महाराष्ट्र में भी ऐसा कुछ कहा गया है that ministers should not move abroad, right? They should curtail what? Their foreign visits. I think these all things are going to help to reduce what? Government expenditure, right? Whenever we declare our budget, we are always trying to have what we are talking of planned expenditure, right? And we should not have expenses on what? Unplanned expenditure, right? When the expenses of the unplanned expenditure go up, then obviously there is an increase in what? Expenditure, and which results in what type of a deficit? Fiscal deficit, right? We really have to what? Take measures to reduce this type of fiscal deficit. Fine. Increase in taxation. Yes, this is again very, very important, friends. But nowadays, I think if you talk in terms of this taxation and we talk of direct taxes, government is going to implement very soon called as what? Yeah,